This is a video of my new morning routine in living in rural Japan. So I start the day by getting up at 6 a.m. Then I immediately go to the bathroom and splash my face with cold water, just to wake me up and, you know, get myself away from the feeling of, you know, exhaustion or, not feeling alert when I wake up so early. So this actually helps a lot. It wakes me up right away, just splashing your face with cold water. Then I move on to brushing my teeth. Uh, this also helps me wake up as well because you're performing some sort of movement or some sort of action, and yeah. Then I drink a glass of cold water, and I do this to wake up, my organs and to, rehydrate myself because, when you sleep, you also, you get dehydrated in a sense. And if you go to the bathroom a lot during the night, then you lose a lot of water as well. So it's a really good way to wake up. And then I make my bed. That is something that I've been doing every single day. I never miss a day where I don't make my bed within a short period of time after I wake up. It gives me a sense of accomplishment. It gives my brain like a sense of, structure and organization. It gets my mind and ready for the, for work mode essentially, or it gets my mind ready for the day. Then right away I do 50 push-ups. I've also been doing this every single day for the past year, and I'm going to continue to be doing this year, and actually increase it to 100 push-ups a day, eventually. And this also, yeah, it's very important to get some exercise in, first thing in the morning. I want to pump the blood into the body, into the arms, into the chest, into the everything, right? So I want to wake my body up. I want to wake my mind up and get my mind ready for the day, the challenges that may come ahead in front of me. Then after I do a bit of push-ups, I stretch. So I start by stretching the shoulders, the neck area, places that, that kind of feel tight when you wake up, you know. So I want to get the blood flowing in my body, right? I want to wake my body up. I want to, you know, stretch myself so, I feel good because, it releases endorphins when you stretch as well. So yeah, I start with the upper body and then I move downwards towards the hips and the lower body. I always make sure that I stretch the joints with dynamic stretching. Like I don't like holding the stretches all the time, but sometimes I do that. But um, I find it more effective if you're moving, the joints while you're stretching instead of just holding the position for like 20, 15, or 20 seconds. I feel like this is more beneficial if you're doing dynamic stretching. So yeah, so over here I was doing a bit of static stretching, but usually I change it up every single morning. I don't do the same type of stretches all the time. I usually change them up, and just to shock my body and stuff like that. Yeah, my body is really tight too, so for me, it's very important that I stretch because I'm not very flexible in general, especially in the hips. So that's actually one of my goals this year, is to become more flexible, to be able to sit cross-legged without having to fall back, have my back go back, or I want to be able to sit down cross-legged properly. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing I do is I go outside for like about a 10 or 15-minute walk. Um, just to obviously get a little bit more exercise going and just some peace and quiet. And it feels really nice to get the cold air, get exposure to the cold air. It's like mid-January, so at night it's like around 1 degree, 0 degrees, in the mornings, early mornings, and late nights. But it feels really good to expose myself to those elements. Um, and it gets my mind in the right like thought process. Like I start when I walk outside, I feel more relaxed. I feel like I'm in more control of my situation. And it's nice. Then now I move on to a bit of cleaning. So first, I usually wash some dishes that I used the night before. This gets into the mode, like working mode. Um, it kind of clears my head as well when I'm cleaning. So I purposefully, like the night before, I leave dishes just so when I wake up early I have something to do. I have something to clean. And I find cleaning to be very relaxing and soothing. And I know a lot of people don't like cleaning, but you should try to enjoy it. And when I'm also cleaning, like I feel like I'm more in the present moment. My mind is not like jumping from one thought to another. My mind's not all over the place. I'm focusing on what I'm currently doing, which is cleaning. And when I clean, I also feel like I'm cleaning my heart. I feel like I'm also cleaning all the garbage that's been fed to me through social media or like other shit that we see on a daily basis online, or anything negative or something for that matter. Like I feel like cleaning just like it's like a way of like also cleaning the inside of your soul. I know this sounds really strange, but that's kind of like how I feel about it. And it's nice to go back to an apartment after work where everything's clean, so it feels really good. And yeah, so sometimes I move on to you know cleaning the floors a bit. I get rid of any dust and stuff that's been collected. Um, and honestly, this like habit of cleaning got way more consistent when I came to Japan, because cleaning in Japan, like Japanese people, like they take cleaning very seriously. And even in like the schools, the students are all cleaning and stuff, and it kind of like rubs off on you, that habit, because you do that routine every single day. You see the students and you're cleaning with them. They're cleaning the hallways, you're cleaning the classrooms and stuff like that. So then that habit just sticks with you. And I think it's a very positive habit to have, is to clean on a consistent basis. If you're not keen on watching this entire clip of me cleaning, you feel free to skip to the next part. Okay, and then after cleaning, I do a bit of journaling. So what I write down is I usually write down like 10 things that I'm grateful for. And I try to be as specific as possible when I'm writing. So I don't write stuff like, oh, I'm grateful for eyesight. Instead, I would write something like, I'm grateful to have seen those flowers. I'm grateful to have seen the blue sky. Like by being as specific as possible, you're making your journaling a lot more personal, and it just makes and then when it's more personal, it's more meaningful. Yeah, I also sometimes write down in the journal like the goals that I have for the day. Um, it could be like exercise goals or, other projects, anything like that. It doesn't have to be too big. As long as like you have some sort of goal that you do and you cross it off when you complete it, it's a pretty good feeling. And writing also stimulates the brain, right? Your whatever thoughts you have in your mind and you put it on paper, it's a great way to express yourself, express your thoughts. Yeah. If journaling is something that you don't do, or I highly suggest that you do it, and you'll be surprised as to how many amazing ideas and thoughts you have in your mind when you actually put it down on paper. Um, and you feel really good about yourself that you were able to do that instead of having all those thoughts stuck in your head. And sometimes when you actually see what you're writing, it actually makes a big difference in like putting it into action instead of just like thinking about doing something and then sometimes that thought just goes away, or you get distracted, or you don't think it's that important to do. But when you actually write it down and when you actually see what you're supposed to do, there's some sort of like effect where like, okay, I need to do this. This has to get done. And one thing I say about journaling is that you should always try to keep that whatever you write to yourself, keep it personal. Don't tell anyone about it because you might get criticism or opinions of the stuff you wrote. So after that, I usually put back the clothes that I was drying out in the balcony overnight. And yeah, so my apartment doesn't have a dryer. It only has a washer. So I have to like just like hang the clothes to dry. And yeah, it usually takes a couple of days. Yeah, most Japanese apartments or houses, for that matter, don't have dryers. And if you want to dry your clothes, there's usually like coin laundry machines like somewhere nearby that you can use if you really want to get that. If you really want to dry your clothes quickly and efficiently. So next is I'm gonna have prep for breakfast. So for right now, I just warming the kettle up for coffee that I'm gonna have along with my breakfast. So for breakfast, I usually have like 3 or 4 eggs, along with like bread, like a piece of toast, with butter, uh, and some sort of vegetable like broccoli or cucumbers or something like that. Uh, and that usually keeps me full until lunchtime. So I usually skip breakfast. Um, especially if I wake up like late, close to work time, because I don't have time to make breakfast, and I kind of just rush to the convenience store to grab like a rice sandwich or something like that, just constantly in a rush. So that's why most of the time I don't really eat breakfast, and I'm not really that hungry in the morning usually. But ever since I started waking up early and moving and getting stuff done, then I start getting hungry, especially after like cleaning or after going for a walk. Then I want to eat something. So now I'm chopping up some cucumbers, getting some of those veggies in. So this is what I ate for breakfast. Usually eat for breakfast. Some coffee and then the scrambled eggs with some sriracha sauce, and cucumbers and a slice of toast with butter. And that kind of and it's pretty delicious. I also added some quinoa seeds on top of the eggs to get that bit of extra nutrition. And when I eat breakfast, I usually try to eat mindfully. So I don't have a phone while I'm scrolling through like messages or YouTube or social media in general. I usually just try to, be in the moment, stay focused on the food, focus on the taste, um, you know, just like eat like a normal human being without being distracted. And after breakfast, I get ready for work. So I take a shower. Usually, I try to take a ice cold shower, and then prep. So I usually, if you want, I don't know if you're curious to know the details. I usually put coconut oil on my hair every morning just to keep the hair healthy, and for the beard, I usually use some beard oil and beard shampoo, and stuff like that, just to keep it well groomed and stuff like that. Yeah, I highly recommend that, you should put coconut oil in your hair, often because it makes your hair look healthy and shiny and good for the scalp, good for the roots of the hair. Then yeah, put some little facial moisturizer on, keep the skin healthy. Nivea. Nivea is the best. I love using Nivea. Okay, and then after I get ready for work, it's time to head out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something or enjoyed it.